Planetarian, a 2004 visual novel by Key, got a bit of buzz for being one of the first officially translated and localized big-name visual novels, and in 2016 it received a short ONA as well as a movie that wove flashbacks to the main story into an adaptation of one of the short stories from the follow-up light novel. It was a fairly solid adaptation, but it went largely overlooked by the anime community. Not surprising given what else David Production was adapting that year. As the Key 20th anniversary celebration draws toward its end, one of the new works announced was a new Planetarian OVA based on Snow Globe, another short story about Yumami's origin. So, it's a good opportunity to talk about Hoshino Yumami and what makes her a unique and important heroine. Hoshino Yumami, or Reverie Planetarian in the old fan translation, is a robotic assistant built to live and work in a planetarium above a department store. Her purpose in life is to greet customers who come in to see the holographic projected display of the stars in the sky, giving presentations on the beauty of space and humanity's potential. Unfortunately, no one's come by in decades. A war that irreparably damaged the climate and left military drones combing the streets to kill any human they see caused a mass evacuation, and now the only humans inside are survivalist junkers on supply runs. Not knowing or understanding the apocalypse outside her door, Yumami has sat alone in the planetarium, conserving her power to turn on once a year, waiting faithfully for the staff and customers to return. Let's take a deeper look at this girl, because her character is designed so that you notice her right away. With the bright primary colors in her outfit, her light blue hair, and her glowing ribbon, Yumami stands out immediately in the dark, shadowed world, which is on the nose thematically because she's a relic of a hopeful past in the apocalypse. Her design also stands in contrast with Key's other heroines. When the VN was released, the only other Key works out were the 3 parts of the Season trilogy. When you look at Ayu, Misuzu, and Nagisa, they all clearly belong in the same world. But while Yumami is drawn in a similar art style, she doesn't fit in their world of soft magic realism. The light-up ribbon, metallic headgear, and the zoom lenses in her eyes tip us off that she's a robot, and her whole outfit is covered in weird buttons and sharp edges with little glowing bits. So she's meant to stand out compared to them, too, letting the fans know that this isn't continuing the story that finished in Clannad, and that Key was moving on to other worlds and other stories. In both the VN and the ONA that adapts it, Yumami and the Junker are the only real characters who appear, and while the cast expands in the short stories and audio dramas, it all still revolves around that first story of the 2 of them. And since the Junker is the viewpoint character, Yumami needs to carry the story largely on her own and on her dynamic with him. If you watch Clannad and you're not a fan of Nagisa, there are plenty of other major and minor characters sharing the spotlight with her and Tomoya, even if it's their story in the end. But Yumami has to be likable to anyone watching or playing. With that established, who is Yumami as a person? Well, when the Junker meets her, she's chirpy and repetitive following script, because after all, she was built for working with the public. But much like real, non-robotic customer service workers, there's more to Yumami than her rote people-pleasing persona. Yumami's happiness and her obliviousness to the state of the outside world gets on the Junker's nerves, but he agrees to help her even if he keeps telling her he's not a customer and he doesn't care about her presentation. And her idealism starts to wear him down, reminding him of the world before its end. So it's a classic grumpy meets cheery dynamic, and it hits hard because it gets a bit more deep. See, Yumami holds on to hope because she has to. Despite saying that of course the people who evacuated the city are coming back because she was just told that they were going away for a little bit, deep down, she knows the odds are nil. She doesn't want to face that because she cared about her human co-workers and guests and can't believe they could all really just be gone. And when she recognizes the seeds of doubt in her heart, she convinces herself that she must be wrong, that maybe she's faulty and needs repairs if she's starting to feel this way. Because giving up on things going back to normal would be acknowledging that the people she cares about are never coming back, and that she no longer has a purpose, which is hard enough when you're not a robot programmed for one thing. Hoshino Yumami embodies exactly what her name says, a beautiful dream of the stars. The purpose she was built for wasn't just customer service. Her speech, the planetarium itself, it was all meant to stoke the dreams of the people of Earth about sending them to space, showing them the universe beyond the unending rain clouds, which are acid rain in the visual novel, and by the end of the main story have given way to nuclear winter. If she gives up on the planetarium, not only does she lose her reason for being, but whatever humans still survive out there lose their chance at hope. So even if the projector's not working and Yumami herself only has enough power to turn on once a year, she has to keep going. That's what makes her character arc and her interactions with the world-weary Junker so moving. She faces reality, but does whatever she can to preserve hope anyway, while he outgrows his grumpy cynicism and decides to serve her same dream. And in the end, while Yumami sacrifices herself to save the Junker from the war drones, she still accomplished part of her goal. She was able to perform her job again. She was able to save a human, and the world's hope no longer dies with her. The Junker has hope in his heart again, and we see in Hoshi no Hito that he takes on her mission, traveling for the rest of his life to spread knowledge of the stars and the dream of space travel. Yumami could be brought back eventually, though the events of Hoshi no Hito put that as a probably not. But if not, we still see that, robot or not, the Junker has long gone from seeing her as an annoying robot to believing that Yumami can go to heaven with the humans who loved her. Yumami is the heart of the world of Planetarian, even when no one comes to see her, and the heart of its story even long after she's gone, and she's well remembered today by those who played or watched it. She ranked 15th in the Key 20th Anniversary character poll, while many major heroines from newer works didn't even make the top 30, and with the short story about her past about to be animated, Yumami is about to take the public eye again. It's what she deserves. Let me know in the comments whether you've seen or played Planetarian, and which characters you think absolutely made or broke the shows they were in. This is Secret Identity Studio, and I can't wait to see how the new OVA is going to break my heart.